Froze my tits off last night. But don't tell anyone, because I told them it's hot here, lekker warm. Don't bring a jacket. You don't need your thick sleeping bag.
Why are you dressed? I thought you were climbing here with me.
Check.
Yeah.
This is the latest technology.
Yeah.
The latest technology, man.
Inflation.
They stay like this, and the moment you get it on them, they go like that, and then they relax again.
When you ride bike with apparently your best friends, when they tell you we're not going to be camping, leave your tent at home, pack warm clothes, because you're going to need it. Or new friends, for example. So. Ek het lekker geslaap, man. Dankie.
Middle of the night, I couldn't feel my feet anymore.
There were moments that I actually drifted away.
So crept outside, came to my bag, just put some socks on because it was cold. But hey, adventure, that is what it's about. Being cold got nothing to do with adventure, Larry.
It was evening, it was morning, day one. Let's go.
Time to get some coffee into our systems and ourselves into some riding gear.
Good morning, Vietnam!
Let's get the party started. Cheers.
Quickly dropping the cars off and coming back, starting the engines, and then we're off.
Some say if you match your motorcycle gear to your motorbike, you're not a biker, you're a Power Ranger.
I'm sure there's some sand, the nemesis of most people, but I'm actually looking forward to it. See you later.
We are about to head off on the first section of the first day. So this is the first time everyone gets up together, gets ready. You know, you're going to have those niggles sussing out who are the racers, who are the slow pokes. All those things are going to happen in the next hour or two. Spirits are high and the guys are excited to get going. You'll notice that the KTMs always need to start early morning. No one really knows why, but it's always a KTM starting somewhere for no reason. That's it. So the day starts. We have two backup vehicles. You have the, let's say, the kitchen truck and the luggage truck, which is basically the media bucky as well, the Navara that we got from Nissan South Africa. And things are looking up. So now I need to get the rest of my stuff kitted and done. And we hit the first part.
Okay, testing 1, 2. Just happy, thank you, boy.
Hoor jy my, Frits? Hoor jy my? Hoor jy my?
Ja, kan ek goed check.
Nou ja, toe, gaan ons.
time to say goodbye to our fellow campers.
Julle moet 'n baie lekker dag hê. Ons maak so, dankie. Bye julle. Hi Pierre. Sorry man. Get right.
The guys are chomping at the bit. By the looks of it, it's going to be a racy start.
Sit up.
Our planned route takes us to Kakamas for fuel. And even though the first part is only tar, I still managed to get some dust on Fani's BMW.
Sorry for me. That was a cool shot.
On more than one occasion. And then, at last, the real thing shows up.
Hito, stop, money, stop. Bakkie van vooraf, bakkie van vooraf. Dankie. Oké. Jessie, van nieuwe broek rijdt lekker.
It turned out to be a rather busy and dusty road winding its way through local farmsteads.
Hij gaat een beetje stoot. Ja, hier go.
With surprisingly sharp turns every now and then.
Een paar redelijk beschermdraadjes. Yeah.
I stopped at the first sighting of a quiver tree.
Alles oké daar? Ja. Dit is beautiful hier zo, boys.
Yeah, it is beautiful.
In fact, we were riding past hundreds of ancient quiver trees rooted to these merciless hills. I simply had to slow down and appreciate the scenic, fleeting moment as I was gliding through these stubbornly surviving sentinels. The little bit of time I spent with these magical trees held me back a little while the rest of the group raced ahead. Not that it bothered me. I knew I'd catch up with them somewhere down the road. Up ahead, the guys stopped at a nice viewpoint over the Orange River to regroup and have some refreshments. And to their surprise, they were joined by another group of riders on their own discovery mission through the Kalahari. That's the thing about adventure riding. There are always new friendships to be formed along the way.
We quickly stopped to check the quiver tree forest. What a beautiful place, eh? All those lovely quiver trees. Allodendron dichotomum, lots of them. Lovely.
Of course, I just had to have a closer look at the GS with the Ural sidecar, while Varis indulged in his favorite hobby.
Some treasures I found. Some quartz crystal. Actually found another nice piece, and then just some nice milky quartz. Hey, it's Earth's little treasures to us. But hopefully I find more.
The vineyards along the Orange River in the Kalahari produces an enormous amount of grapes, and some of the biggest wine producers in the country can be found here on its fertile banks. Our new adventure friends rode with us for a while until we veered off towards Kakamas for some fuel.
Right, so here we are in Kakamas. When you hear the signal, it will be exactly 11 o'clock. We've been playing very nicely, having quite a nice time on the road. Maybe enjoying it too much because we're already behind schedule. I think it's the Japanese and the Austrians in us and the Germans. They want to be on time, yeah? Everything must happen now. And I only want to hear one click. That's right. I want lunch, man. I want to eat. I want to keep on eating. But we're waiting for the backup vehicle, and there it comes. It arrives. We're just gonna put some gas in the reserve tanks because I don't think that we have enough gas for this time tomorrow morning. The distances we have to do.
So we've had a safe journey thus far. No serious accidents, no crashes. Hopefully it stays that way.
And some of us decide to share the good news with our wives back home, while we still have cell phone reception. We head towards the coffee shop at Riemvasmaak. Today's challenging route was specifically designed to get the group riding together, testing the dynamics, finding the con artists, identifying the brave, and revving up the racers. There's a bond that forms between some riders. It takes years and many thousands of kilometers, riding side by side, learning each other's riding style, adapting to it, sharing narrow tracks until you're both in complete sync. Like Bob and Dewald, effortlessly riding only a couple of feet apart. The old man and the youngster, like brothers.
And sometimes it's a Honda that breaks first.
Remember that this is actually an optical illusion. A Honda never brakes. But that's not an original Honda part. So, what can you expect?
Before it was the first bike that broke. And that's
No, it didn't break. The bike is not breaking. The bike is an anvil. But the accessory is jelly. I mean, you cannot put jelly on an anvil. What do you expect? It's going to break the accessories. The bike is rejecting the organs.
Yes, it is. But alas, we will succeed in our attempt to refurbish the bracket.
So it seems like Le coffee shop, we were bargaining on getting something cool to drink, is closed. It's closed. But I did manage to sneak a Footpeg Diaries sticker onto the door. We are waiting for the backup vehicle that cannot do 170 on gravel roads, which is rather disappointing.
A quick meeting with Fritz in the backup vehicle, and we decide to go to the local hot spring to find a shady tree where we can prepare lunch. Riemvasmaak was originally settled in the early 1930s by people of Damara, Xhosa, Herero, Nama and coloured origin. But in 1970, the community was sent back to their ethnic homelands by the apartheid government, and the area was used as a military testing site. A land claim succeeded in 1997, and a large number of the community returned home to resettle Riemvasmaak as we know it today. The track turning off into the direction of the hot spring made for a lovely scenic ride, dropping down to the valley floor below. On the way down, I deliberately veered off into an extremely sandy side track. Today is, after all, the day to test everyone's sand skills before we head into the wilderness tomorrow. Well, if you never fail, you'll never learn. At the beautiful hot springs, we were shown a lovely shady lunch spot in the riverbed and then charged 70 Rand per person and 100 Rand per vehicle. That's 2 trucks, 11 bikes and 15 people. You do the math. Nick immediately suggested a favourite alternate local lunch spot at the confluence of the Orange and Molopo rivers. So off we went back up the hill, taking the road towards the Vredesvallei. And what a great track! Until you turn into the Molopo riverbed. The backup truck got swallowed immediately. Time to fetch Tian and Nick for some assistance. Vehicle and trailer, too heavy. Trailer unhitched, easy. We eventually reached the confluence of the Molopo and the Orange River, where Tian and Nick prepared a lovely lunch roll for us.
Okay, so we're having a roll. Don't move away.
You look good, but you shouldn't speak.
So we're standing here in next to the garage, and
With the mond, what's the Engelse woord?
mouth.
The mouth. Oudag, which is our he's our like logistics caterer, master of ceremonies. Decided that this is the spot we should have lunch. Yeah, well, there's like a proper 2-kilometer river bed that we had to traverse to get here. So a lot of us had proper instance where we needed a gynecologist's help. Funny. Why?
Here, there's 4 quarters.
4 quarters of
My genitalia is lying here in the riverbed. But the good news,
yes.
I am fine. The bike is fine. And now we get to do it all over again.
Yes, because today is the shakedown road. This is the day where all the cobwebs disappear, ne? Disappear, disappear.
Now we're going back.
Yeah, we're going back to where it started. Why do I sound Tswana?
I don't know.
When you reach a point where your bike gets stuck, where the front wheel and the back is buried under about 30 centimeters of sand, and you can physically get off your bike and your bike still stands upright, then you know you are stuck.
Yeah, and as soon as we hit the sand, 2 of our friends came flying past. It looked like I was looking for parking.
Boys, hardcore shit.
Join us for the next episode, where we hit some serious sand, spend a lovely evening wild camping next to the Orange River, and then do it all over again, just 100 times worse.